Dollar here, and I'll be back at again on the video. And yeah, so I'm gonna take you guys for a little trip. Mobile mechanic again. I have to do a transmission drain and refill. So only thing is we have to travel all the way to Central Islip. So that's about like a 35 to 40 minute drive out there. So I had to do it for one of my family members. So that's the one thing. But yeah, when I come back, hopefully I remember, I will tell you guys about the setup. And she is filthy on this side, so just gonna put some air in this tire because the rim is kind of a little bit cracked, and start it up, warm it up, and then go for a little drive. So I'll show you guys how to. It's honestly pretty easy, but if you guys want to do a draining refill or transmission change, fluid change, I would recommend to never flush your transmission. Never flush your transmission fluid. Always do a drain and refill. Always do that because it's safer. And sometimes if you don't do your maintenance on your transmission like how you supposed to, and by the way, look at the coloring. So as in, if it's good fluid, it's supposed to be red, pink, or reddish pinkish around there. If it's like a light brown, that means this has to be changed. But if it's a dark brown, like I'm talking about like dirty oil, that type of coloring, don't change it, because that your transmission is on your last legs, and the only reason holding it up is by that old fluid that's in there. So if you get to that point, don't change it. So I didn't look at it, so I bought all the stuff I need for it. So yeah, so if it's brown, hopefully it's not because it's a 2015, but if it is brown, that means I can't change it, and I had to tell her the bad news. But if it's a good coloring, then I can change it. It's a 2015, she barely drives anywhere. So yeah, let's start this car up, and you know what they say, let's get her done. All right. Yeah, on the way. It's a beautiful day outside today too. Alright, so we're gonna zoom up real quick, and then we're gonna teleport to the house. Show you guys. This is a nice little spot in the Long Island area near Robert Moses Beach. But it's pretty nice. It's a little bridge over water. It's a nice little cruise if you guys from the Long Island area. Some content for you guys. Well, I definitely do like this area though. But I'm like 20 minutes away from the customer house. You see? Hopefully you guys can hear me because this car is loud. Yeah, but this is a little bridge. It's pretty nice. I actually kind of love it.
Police reported ahead.
Oh, police officer, so see you guys at the house. Alright, so it's been a couple hours. I'm gonna cut the camera. Yeah, so it's been a couple hours. I kind of forgot to record. Let me clean the camera a little bit. Kind of made it worse. Well, my camera's a little bit dirty, but it's been a couple hours. I forgot to record, but pretty much yeah. But I still didn't forget. I'm gonna still show you guys what's the proper steps to do for the wire up the sub. So I'm driving back home, as you guys can see. So yes, when I get to mi casa, then I'll show you guys. Let me park up and then I'll show you guys. So, see you guys in a bit. What's up? Another day, another dollar here. We back at it again, another video. And yeah, so I pretty much installed the subwoofer. I already have the wiring set up. So, yeah, I can probably, maybe it can kind of help if I explain it. But if you guys don't really have a sub, I'll show you the sub in the back. Let me just pop the trunk and show you guys. So pretty much it's a 112 sub. Don't mind the trunk, but it's 112 sub. Pioneer is inverted, so inverted, that's me sticking out. The reason why I have it inverted, because the box is too small. But if you guys have it inverted, it's a little bit, sound quality will be the same, but you have a little bit more airflow of your coil, so it can kind of like cool it down better. So that means your sub can last longer too as well. But and I also have a 16 watt amplifier. So it's not the, it's okay, but is pushing it almost to the limits of this amplifier with this sub. But pretty much, yeah, let me show you guys of what the wiring that you have to go and do. So, all right, so it starts off with the power wire. This is the hardest part of the job, really. I bought it too big of a power wire, so it's not the, it's okay. Is you whether it's just better having it too big than too small, but only thing is my amplifiers can't really fit for this big of enough wire. But if you guys have the Eclipse, this is how I ran it. You can run it a different way, but I ran it like this. Underneath the fender, you see a hole, some wires going through and goes to the fender. Then there's another spot like right here. Then I'm gonna try to fix that eventually. But yeah, but I sticked it in there. Then from there, it runs to the side. It comes out through like right here. Then it runs under the carpet. It goes like this, and then it goes underneath the seat into the back, and then it comes out through right here. So the ground wire, you just connect that towards any type of chassis on the floor with a bolt. So in my case, I don't have rear seat belts, so I kind of just took the bolt and just tighten it with that with a rear seat belt. So, and that is how you run the power and the ground wire. So other than that, then this is the again, the easiest part. But so if you have these two wires here, so these two wires, so the positive and negative right here for these two, those are just wires that goes up to the wiring for your sub. So those are just, you know, you just wire those up to your sub, and then it has a long wire. Kind of depends on where your amplifier is at. So you can, if you run your amplifier in the front, or you have a 4-channel amp or a 5-channel amp that you want to connect to everything all at once, but I do recommend just connect the sub to only to that. And this little wire right here, this is your you can say it's a switch wire. So this tiny little wire that's right here, I don't know, yeah, so that wire right there, you just connect it towards in your radio. So I would recommend you get like a multimeter that's like, so I would say definitely for this, get a multimeter like this, and that comes with it, but this one broke. So but yeah, that comes with a negative and positive. You will need a multimeter so you can properly dial in the amplifier. I will tell you guys that and about that in a bit later. So then it goes from your RCAs. So it do come with two, but it's not the end of the world. So you have a white one and you do have a red one. It's not the end of the world, but if you want to connect both those on, you need an RCA splitter. So that means that like you need an RCA splitter. So that means you go to the radio. Again, I'm not going to take it off, but I'm not going to take off the radio because it would be better to show you guys, but yeah, I apologize. I say that, I just apologize. So hopefully this is not the best explained, but it's, you know, but after you get underneath the radio, All right, so we talking about the little wire that's right here. You can see that little wire, the switch. So in the radio, if you have a stock radio or aftermarket radio, you want to wire up that switch to the power of the of any type of like power that when you turn the key off, then the power comes off. So that's how you connect that. So I connected mine to the power wire of the radio. So that means that when I take my keys, I'll show you guys a little bit. So I'll show you guys. So this is my bass, that bass knob here that you can turn the bass on. So when I have the key on, you see the blue light comes on. That means it's getting power to the amplifier and everything, so all the subs can be working. So I'm gonna turn the key off, and it takes a little bit, and then from there the bass, the light comes off. So then from there, then it goes by the RCAs. So in my case, I did not have a sub output. Right, I didn't have a sub output. So if you do have a sub output, then you put the RCAs into the sub output, and if you have two of them, then you put both those RCAs in there. If you have one of them, then you could put one wire in there, or you can get a splitter or RCA splitter, put those on there, so you can put both the red and the white together on there. But in my case, I don't have a RCA splitter, and so that means that I had to put it in the audio section. So it would say L out or right out, and then from there you can get another RCA splitter. You need that, and you can put the RCA for the amplifier into that. If that's the best explain I can do. I think I have an old radio in the back, so I can probably show you guys on that. I don't know why the hell she just leave the car right there. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys in the back, and this is how you tune your sub. So I'm not gonna show you guys with the car on, but you would take these two wires. All right, so it kind of depends on your sub. I have, so mine, I have, this one goes to 14. All right, so pretty much it's 14 watts, 400 RMS. So this amplifier goes up to like 560 something RMS. So that's a clean quality. So I looked it up on ChatGPT. They said don't really go past 35. So if you times 35 and 35, it's like 1,200 and something. So that means it's a little bit under. So that means that it's good for your sub. So you don't want to go over where this number says, because then it will blow up. So you kind of like want it a little bit under, so for long lasting and stuff like that. And sometimes it can be like hard punches too as well, so it can probably reach up to that 14, but not as common. So this is how you do. This is more complicated part is. So by the way, this is off. So you put your positive and negative on here, right? Then you put your positive and negative on here, and then from there you put your radio. On my setup, I have the loudness on and I have the bass all the way up on mine, just because my amplifier is not powerful enough to reach the full setup for this sub. So I had to turn it on. One thing I do not, so this is tuning, do not mess with the bass boost. Keep that all the way off. Do not mess with that. There's only work on the ground. On my case, I have the ground and the LPF. So when you first setting this thing up and this sub, have your radio to like 75 to 80%. So in my case, the highest it goes to like 30. The highest this thing goes up to is 35. So I had it like 29 or so. And then from there, you have your bass unplugged. And then you have to go like go on YouTube or something like that and type up 50 hertz like sound. So that's like, you know, the mid grade. And then from there, you put your power wires on the multimeter. And on the multimeter, you're going to have it on AC 200. So that's what I say, AC 200. This is how mine look like. And then from there, when you're playing the sound on YouTube, then from there, you're going to look at the multimeter and you're going to be putting that at 35. If you have the same sub as mine that has 1400 max and 400 watt RMS. So, and pretty much, yeah, this is like it's probably the best I can explain it, really. Yeah, but in the meanwhile, we're gonna take a trip to the backyard, and I have like a little BS radio that's in the back. So, and then yeah, I have a little BS radio in the back. So I'll show you guys what that is. Okay, so this is like a little BS radio I have here. So they have all these different ones. Like they have camera. This is not gonna be it. By the way, I'm looking at the same time too to see if they do have a sub output for this, and they should have it on a little wire. So I guess the little wire is taken off. Yeah, it is what it is, but it is going to be like one of these wires. Usually it's going to have a little tag on it and it would say sub. But if it don't have sub, that means it will be one of the audio wires. So one of the audio wires will be like one of these or so. But when you buy brand new, they will want to say it. But this is a RCA. So you just plug it into the sub output. If you don't have a sub output, then you just plug it into one of the audio wires. But pretty much, yeah, that's gonna be it. I'll have to start leaving. I don't know, my sister parked right in front of the house. But yeah, hopefully this video kind of worked out pretty good. It's not really the best explanation about it, but I will probably put a different video of what you're supposed to do inside behind the radio. But it's pretty easy. But yeah, definitely try it out. Yeah, but just like and subscribe, and then see you guys in the next one. So I just made it to the beach. Kind of like just relaxing right now. But if you guys stayed to the end of the video, this is the point that if you guys have a sub, put it on. If you guys don't have a sub, put headphones on. Other than that, you're not gonna hear the bass. But it sounds insane. It definitely do sound insane. So enough me talking, and then the video is gonna drop now. And like and subscribe.